Sunday, October 26th. This is officially we're going to call it a deload week. This is the week I'm going to taper my calories down slightly before the cut officially starts next Saturday. And I am 128.8. Yeah, 128.8. It's crazy how I forget so easily. It's because I haven't had my caffeine yet. It's Sunday morning. Last week was just a hot mess all around. I did the best that I could, given that it was literally one of the worst weeks of my life. But this is a new week, and we're going to finish strong before we get into the cut. I don't expect my weight to go up this week. If anything, it's probably like more of a maintenance week, but we'll see. Just doing my 3 times measure. I would say that's about 27 3/4. It was 27 1/2, 27 3/4-ish. Not too bad, pretty stable. 128.8, 27 3/4. And we're excited that this is like the beginning of the lean down. Very excited. I will say that this week I'm going to kind of just almost temper my appetite. I want to see like where my appetite kind of lands. And see if, you know, where I kind of naturally like to be done eating kind of thing. Anyway, all right, you guys, I just took some before videos and photos because I don't think I'm going to get any heavier than I am right now since I'm tapering down. I'm actually already a little lighter than I was when I weighed in this morning. I was like 127 point something at some point today. Anyway, so this is my deload week, and this is my official before. I will be using this bikini. I used a different bikini in the beginning of my cut, but it's fine. I'm just going to keep it this one. This one is a little, I don't know, a little more conservative. This is what I'm going to use, and let's just get this show on the road. Let's reveal what I got under here, because it definitely feels some fluff, but I'm excited. Monday, October 27th, waist measurement 27 3/4, weight 129.2. That's before. Number 2. This is officially a deload week, meaning that I'm gonna not officially cut, but I'm keeping my calories a little lower, starting to pare them down. So probably in the low 2000s range, keeping protein high. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but the last four weeks or so, I'd started to decrease steps. So that was like a deload in steps as I increased calories. The reason for that is now that I'm going into my cut, I have room to systematically increase steps. So my steps were somewhere around the 6,000-ish range, 6 to 7, and now I have all the way up. You know, I could even go up to like 10 to 12,000 steps if needed, depending on the fat loss. But I like to land just in maintenance. I like to land around 8,000. So we'll get back to that point, but that's for another day. But anyways, just to let you know, just to kind of like, there's variables that you can play with. It's different depending on the person. I change that up depending on the client and what their activity is like, what their job is like. But there's like these variables that you can put away in your toolbox and then pull them out of your toolbox when necessary. It's all kind of part of the craft. But anyways, happy Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Tuesday the 28th. And I was 128.8. I believe that's the same as I was yesterday. And I had a really good shoulder workout yesterday, which makes me very happy because my previous shoulder workout to that was not good. I finally PR'd some things in my shoulder press. So that's exciting. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling strong, and I'm feeling like I'm in a good place to start my cut here pretty soon. So I'm going to try to make an appointment for a DEXA scan here in a couple of days. So hopefully that will be a part of these little check-ins. Pretty good. I feel like my back has gotten nice and toned. And I haven't, you know, before cutting, if you can start to see definition, that's a really good sign. So feeling pretty strong, feeling pretty muscular. Just time to shed some of this so we can see what's underneath. Fog is starting to clear a little bit every day from my sadness. I talked to my son yesterday and he seemed okay, you know. He seemed, he was excited about something work-wise, and God, that made me feel so good to hear him okay. I know he's still struggling a lot. My waist measurement is 27 3/4. Is it, or is it 28? It's pretty close to 28, but I haven't had a movement, so there's that. They've been coming a little later in the day. Anyways, you know, I have to say, when you're going through something, all of a sudden you just want to throw everything to the wayside. I think this is the biggest reason why people never reach their lofty goals or complete projects or things, because not because they lack discipline or the desire. It's because there's never really a period in life where a long period of time where nothing happens to derail you. So until you really figure out how to keep going, even when you're derailed, you'll always quit. And one thing, if 2022 taught me one thing, God, I gotta get more of this. I definitely need to refill this stuff. I love it. But if 2022 taught me one thing, it's the year I lost my mom and a couple of dogs, and my dad got diagnosed with cancer. It taught me that do it messy, do it half-ass, do it when you don't want to, do it anyway. Taught me to do it anyway, because my future self will thank me. In the moment you could care less, but you have to be confident knowing your future self is going to be grateful. And that is the key, I think. It's learning that, navigating. It's those moments when you want to throw in the towel because life is hitting, and you do it anyway, even though it is the messiest, ugliest thing. That's when the real breakthroughs happen. There is my 2 cents of the day. I just reminded myself I definitely am going to get this with the Sephora sale, because I use my other stuff so that I don't only use that, because it's more pricey, obviously. But nothing gives me that glow than these 2 products. Anyways, see what happens. I'm not vlogging right now throughout my road to 50 until Vlogmas. And so then I have this desire to vlog. vlog anyway because I miss my YouTube family. Anyways, got to get lots of other work stuff going, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Wednesday, October 29th, and I am 128.8. I think that's 3 days in a row, 128.8. And 27 3/4 waist. My waist did come up a little bit because that's now a couple days in a row where it measured the same. Yeah, we are still in the deload, meaning I'm not eating quite as many calories. I'm eating a little bit less, like low 2000s. And, but I haven't bumped up my steps yet. So my steps have been pretty low all week. And, we've got basically 3 more days of this. And then Saturday, it's on. But I think in this episode, we're gonna, I'm gonna go try to make an appointment for a DEXA scan. Because I'd like to do a DEXA scan before I start cutting. Because I want to be able to do one when I start the cut and then end the cut. So that's where we're at. Another day, another dollar. Thursday, October 30th. And, oh man, I feel like this month is trying to take me out, you guys. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm in a containment room. I had to crawl through the plastic. Yesterday we had a flood in the house. Bad. Luckily we were home, but something malfunctioned with our washer, and it basically spilled gallons and gallons of water. It came flooding into our bedroom and then rained in the kitchen. Rained. Mike was downstairs. I was actually on client calls, and just grateful that we were home and that we were able to get on top of it right away. It's just a malfunction with the washer, and since the builder installed our washer, like they handled it, and you know, everybody got on top of it quickly. Basically what's happening now, they had to cut holes in the ceilings downstairs to air it out, just to make sure that everything is properly aired out, and then they'll repair that. But we had to sleep in our guest room. We don't really have access to our bedroom and our kitchen right now till Saturday. So talk about like wrenches in the plan. So yesterday I was supposed to work out, but with all of that going on, they didn't leave until the evening. I didn't end up working out. My steps were shot. My stress skyrocketed because when I've already like dealing with something, and you guys will be able to relate to this or really think about it. When you're dealing with something and your stress compiles and you haven't fully dealt with the previous thing, but something else hits you, your threshold is little, right? So it spilleth over very easily. And I had to literally, for like a couple of hours, literally just try to breathe and be like, think of all the positives. Think of like, at least we were home. This is the end of the world. You know, everyone's healthy. Like, this is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. And so I'm having to kind of like actively bring myself down. But on top of that, my son picked up his dog's ashes, so that was super emotional. My daughter is in San Jose and visited my dad, and so I got pictures of that, which just made me emotional and made me realize, like, in pictures, like how frail my dad is getting. So it's just a lot right now. But I share this because everybody goes through a lot. My problems are minuscule to somebody else's major problems, but it doesn't change the fact you don't just throw everything you're working on out the window. You can't. That is when people will derail, and they'll derail so far off of their goals that they'll open their eyes and a year has passed, 2 years has passed. Take a beat, take a day, take 2 days, but reset and refocus, you know? Yesterday I thought, you know what, tomorrow will be a better day, even though I'm going to wake up in chaos. The house is like 90 degrees because it has to be hot to everything to dry off. But it is what it is. And, you know, few days so we'll be able to laugh at it, right? Anyways, I have to say God bless Mike for like handling it well, because if he were stressed and angry about it, then he would like build up my stress. But I think he sensed that my stress was like through the roof, that he knew he had to be the calming force. That's why we're totally yin and yang that way, because when it's the reverse, I'm the calming force when I know that he can't handle me to be elevated, if that makes sense. Anyways, today's gonna be a good day regardless. You know, I'm okay skipping that workout because 3 days touches my whole body anyway, because I had 2 leg days, so this week I'll only have 1 leg day. There's no sense in trying to like force it in. That's just gonna elevate my stress levels even more. So I only have 2 more workouts this week, Friday and Saturday. Today will also be an off day. I have some client calls, and then we're gonna go get a DEXA scan. So I will take you guys along for the DEXA scan. I was able to pull up my 2 previous DEXA scans, which is cool. So I have that for comparison. And my weight is at 128.2. I'm in the deload week, so my calories are not as high as they were, but they are coming down. So I'm in the low 2000s, 2100-ish, 2200, and my body's already charting down. So 128.2 is the lowest weight I've had since October 16th. October 16th, I was 127.9. There was a day in there that was lower, but it was the day I was fasted for my colonoscopy. So, but yeah, so even with high calories, but not officially my deficit, my steps have been caca. I'm already starting to chart down. It's pretty crazy, because last week, exactly a week ago, I was 130.2. So yeah, you guys, it appears that things are working out as far as my road to 50. Now my life, on the other hand, you know, it leaves something to be desired for, but that's okay, because this too shall pass, right? Let me see. This is 5 pounds. Oh, dang. That's 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle. Dang. Look at the difference. See how much more space that takes up? Getting the scans. I'm going to guess my body fat percentage to be 25%.
Probably 18 to 20%.
And then I'm hoping for upper 90s in lean body mass. The last time I tested, I was 88. I had 83 after keto. Then I put on 5 pounds of muscle in 2 years to 88, and now I want to be in the upper 90s. I'd be really happy with that.
Yeah. At almost 50, that's a super win.
Yeah, we'll see though. I don't know. I could be disappointed, but
keep building till we get to the 90s.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, you guys. The results are in. Let me see.
Head east towards South Harbor Boulevard.
Oops, sorry, we're trying to go to directions, but okay. 128 pounds, 95 pounds of lean muscle, 33 pounds of fat mass, 25.8% body fat right now. Most important thing to me, 95 pounds of lean muscle. I can't remember what I said right before we went in there. It's on camera, so I'll see.
I think it was 88 or 85.
No, but I can't believe what I said I thought I was going to be. I was pretty close on body fat. I said 25, and I was 25.8. But what I would like to say, you know, I would like to be closer to 100 pounds of lean body mass, but it's going to be a work in progress to get there. However, in 2019, when I was on the keto diet, they have my information here. I was 83 pounds of lean body mass, so I was skinny fat. I was 120 pounds with 83 pounds of lean body mass. And 2 years later, I was working out progressive overload with Alyssa. She was training me. In 2 years, I put on 5 pounds of lean body mass, which was pretty good. So I got up to 88. So now I'm up to 95. So I got an additional 7 pounds of lean mass over the last few years. So probably the bulk of that over the last few months, to be honest. Maybe.
Did our DEXA scan today. Cut starts Saturday.
Well, yesterday we had that pizza. Oh my god, it was so good. I didn't like overdo it though. I didn't like eat gluttonously. I definitely probably went over on my calories. My weight's 128.5 today. It's officially the last day before I'm officially cutting. I cut tomorrow, so I'll end the video here. I'll end the video. But yeah, I'm so excited to be like officially cutting, because this has been quite a journey. The next video starts cut, and I'm going to go into all of that, like where my calories are at for the cut, what I'm doing with my steps, and then just the different variables. I'm going to go over that. The goal is to cut for 12 weeks, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm in chaos. My house is just in absolute chaos right now. But let's do a final. This is what things are looking like. I just ate lunch, so. That's where we're at. Put on a lot more muscle than I used to have. But definitely don't feel like my best at this stage, but that's okay. It was kind of refreshing to have a different goal for once. Ooh, here I am, you guys, sweaty. Just did my official last leg day of my build phase. So I didn't record it because I wanted this video, I wanted to just make it not about my workout or what we've been doing, because you guys have been there, done that. You've seen it now for 8 episodes. Eating a lot of protein, working out really hard. This is my build phase thoughts. Number one thing that I learned, that I had to stop letting the scale dictate my mood. My mood was no longer based on what that number was on the scale. It really helped a lot that I shifted my goal. It was like a complete mindset shift. The goal is not the scale and the lowest number on the scale. The goal is seeing how many calories I could get to, seeing how strong I could get in the gym, see how many PRs I could get. I shifted all of that attention that I used to have on the scale over to other things with that same tenacity and energy. And it took some time, but it's liberating. The other thing I learned is the problem wasn't food. The problem wasn't my relationship with food or my inability to control hunger. The problem was I was trying to eat too little for too long. I think that I attached myself to that thought process when I initially lost the 100 pounds that I lost in my 20s. And I did that by eating as little as possible and being hungry all the time. And I think that unbeknownst to me, I had connected my success to feeling hungry and eating very little. And even when I thought when I would eat a lot, it was only out of allowing myself to have an off day or a cheat day. But it wasn't day in and day out, just allowing myself to eat according to my hunger. And this process has really helped me to be comfortable identifying my true hunger cues and it's okay to feel hungry, but it just taught me that I was just focused on eating too little for too long. I did have to remind myself on a daily basis that I'm building something I can't see. That is, I think, hard for people because you can't see what you're working on. Can you imagine if you're like working on an amazing painting that you knew was the best painting of your life, but you had blinders on and you couldn't see it until it was completely done? And not only could you not see it till it was completely done, but you'll only reveal a little bit of the painting at a time when it is done.
That's basically what this next phase is for me, the cut phase. So that's hard because we want instant gratification, but it goes back to that other, when I mentioned changing your goals, it goes back to that. Get your gratification off of the PRs in the gym, the getting to eat more calories, the no longer having food noise. Get that gratification from there, because ultimate gift and goal that you're looking for, it's still down the road and you have to be patient. You're revealing the painting 1 square inch at a time. This process also reminded me that lifting heavier didn't make me bulky. I wasn't bulky. I felt bulky. I feel bulky. Sure, I can feel more size, of course. But when I look at pictures or video of myself, if I'm doing the outfit of the day or whatever, if I had told nobody what I was doing, I'm sure most people would not have even noticed. It's just you notice. Nobody else noticed. It's not that big of a change, but it's our own inner demons and somewhat disordered thoughts about ourselves that make us feel like, honestly, many days throughout this process, I felt like a busted can of biscuits. But I learned that putting on all this muscle I've put on my body in the past 7 years, over 10 pounds of muscle, that did not make me bulky. I am not a bulky person. It would take me a lot to be a bulky person. Another cool revelation is I'm no longer chasing the smallest version of myself. I don't want to wear the smallest size jeans I can wear. If I have to up my size jeans because I'm curvier in all the right ways, I'm all about that. If I have to get a bigger Lululemon size jacket because my arms are too tight because they're so muscular now, I'm okay with that too. I am no longer chasing the smallest, tiniest, lowest weight version of myself. In fact, if the higher my weight can stay at the body fat percentage that I want, that just goes to show how much more muscle I have. So when I was competing back in 15 years ago, my competition weight was like 108 pounds or something like that, 110 pounds. I could achieve that level of leanness now at about 118, 120 pounds because of how much muscle I've put on. So that's a cool feeling. No longer chasing the tiniest number on the scale, the tiniest clothing size, that's gone. Ultimately, I realized that in order to align my goals with my actions, I had to eat more. You cannot build the body that you really want by staying small, eating little, trying to get to the lowest scale weight. And I also learned that the process is not linear. You have to be okay with the scale going up in order for you to ultimately achieve that physique. If that physique is a muscular toned body that feels strong, feels good, feels healthy, it's on the other side of probably gaining a little bit of weight first and then coming back down, especially if you have been chronically dieting or eating low calories for a really long time. Now, the process differs depending on where you are at, if you're an experienced lifter or if you're new to weightlifting. If you have been eating all the things and gaining nothing but gaining weight over the past 5 years because you have no control over food, or have you been under eating for the past 5 years and completely stalled out? There's so many factors involved in what your perfect plan is, but there is a strategy for you. The key is you have to find a strategy, get help with a strategy. That is where I can help you. That is what I do, you guys. I am a full-time coach. I spend many hours every day, day in and day out, strategizing with my clients. I have a very high-touch elite coaching program. You have direct access to me. We're on the phone. We're on video calls with each other. It's very in-depth, and your strategy will depend on where you're coming from, where you're at. It might not be my strategy. Chances are it won't be. Everybody is different. And the most important thing is you stop trying to throw spaghetti at a wall hoping it sticks. You have to decide what you want, agree to the strategy, and just go for it. Just go for it. Time is going to pass anyway. And listen, I'm going to leave you guys with this. There are a whole lot of freaking things in life that we cannot control. There is a lot of stuff. Like this build phase, I've experienced a lot of loss and sadness and stress. But one thing we can control is our bodies, is maybe not our health, and maybe there's certain things we can't control about that, but we can control if we are going to keep commitments to ourselves, if we're going to work on being the best version of ourselves, if we're going to commit to a program and adhere to it because we're going to keep those promises to ourselves. Those are within our control. Your dream body's within your control. I know some people think, oh, but I could never. Oh, but not me. My genetics, that, my loose skin. No, you're wrong. Your dream body is within your control. But are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to do what it takes to get there? And let me tell you, it's worth it. It is so worth it, you guys. It is so worth it. And I want everybody to feel what this feels like when you can commit and keep promises to yourself and go for something. Anyways, that is it, you guys. We're concluding the build phase. It was quite a ride. I'm sweaty as hell. It's hot in this car. But we're starting the cut. So I will give you the full rundown on the next episode of what that looks like for me, where I'm at, where my official cut starting point is, and let's just do this. 12 weeks is going to go by like that. Snap of fingers, and I'm going to be revealing that painting 1 square inch at a time. Let's go.